What's going on, family? This is episode 55 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I'm your host, Solomon. I am joined, as always, by Mr. What's Good himself, Israel.
What's good? It's another day to be great.
It is another day of being great. And you know we got a doctor in the house because we got Luke in the building.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on?
What is going on, fellas? How's y'all doing today? It's another, as Luke would say, money-making Monday.
There we go.
So, fellas, how y'all doing?
Man, it's going pretty good, man. We cut right into my dinner time, so y'all might see me snacking on something. Just made an air fried sandwich, turkey sandwich. But
You always
yeah,
eating.
quick weekend, busy weekend,
How was your weekend?
and it was good. Got off early on Saturday. Didn't want to be back Saturday. Want to be back Friday, but got back Saturday. Went on a date. Went to Slutty Vegan. You ever go eat what a sluts eat? Slutty Vegan. Y'all should check it out. Y'all ever up in the A? Go to Slutty Vegan.
I went.
And
I ain't go to Slutty Vegan, but I always drive past it. How is
look,
it?
you should go. It's good. Them burgers is good for a vegan spot. Price wise, they up there with Five Guys, but it's worth it. It's worth it. The vibe is good. The staff is good. They got good energy, and it's like an authentic Atlanta spot or Atlantean spot. You know, and then did some motorcycle stuff. Went to a Harley Davidson, motorcycle motorcycle store, and then chill. Just chill, hang out, chill, and then boom, it's Monday morning.
What about you, Luke? How was your weekend?
Oh man, it's been same old, same old. Life been life, and as they would say. But taking it one day at a time, man. As y'all probably can hear, I got a slight head cold because the weather's changing up here, so it kind of throw me off a little bit. In Chicago, going straight from hot to cold, kind of hot, and it usually throw me off. So, but the weekend was good. Just taking care of stuff over here, getting things done, in my little area, on my little side of the land. But, man, I can't complain. Um, as far as like any projects, anything I worked on over the weekend, I didn't really get many of those touch this weekend. Uh, as I had my girl, so I took them out to Chili, you know, took them on a daddy daughter date, enjoyed that. So I didn't really do too much in the realm of like work, but more this week I'm gonna kind of hop into it. I got a few projects that I'm trying to get ready to get done that I had promised myself when fall time came. So I'm at the end of it. Yeah, all is well, and I'm about to get ready to do a deal in Indiana. Yeah,
Ooh,
boy. Yeah, I'm finna do a deal. Now I do got my real estate test coming for Illinois, but that's at the end of September. I ain't really trying to wait though. I'm only getting my license
Okay.
because. Yeah, I mean, you gotta have. Man, the real estate association is like the mob. Okay, they don't do nothing, but they want to cut. In Illinois, in order to wholesale, I do have to have my real estate license. Illinois is like one of the least favorite states to wholesale in because of all of the hurdles you have to go through when it comes to, you know, acquiring the property and transferring it over. However, that does not keep me from doing a deal in Indiana. Indiana is a great spot, and because I'm right here on the border, I'm not too far from the border. I said I'm gonna go ahead and just try to knock out a deal this month. Try to make me a nice little solid 7, 8K, and that'll kind of get me launched to where I need to get to. But it'll be my first deal in the north that I've ever been involved with. So I'm
that's
just
what's
been
up.
trying to lock in on that. Yeah, we locking in, my
That
boy. We
is.
locking in. Um,
That's cold. Ooh, I'm excited for you. Hold on, wait. So you said that's gonna be.
appreciate it.
You said that's gonna be towards the end.
Yeah, the end of September. If I'm ready, like I should be, because you can always go and get the test. But my timeline, I think we had talked about this on one of the episodes, was for the end of September. Now, if I need to give myself a little more time, I'm not gonna mind doing it because the real estate exam is like a bar exam. It's crazy, but I've been preparing myself for some months now. So depending on how I do on my practice test is going to determine if I go spend the money to take my actual test. I just don't want to waste money. You can take it as many times as you want, but I am really trying to get it knocked out on the first go round. So
How
it's
many
going to be
questions?
around that time. You never know. It's always different for every single test, but it's a lot. The practice test has a lot, so it's you got to know codes, all these kind of things. I mean, having a license is gonna be good. It's gonna be like another little notch in my belt for stuff for things that I have for Illinois as far as any kind of licenses. Because of course the insurance. I got a few things like that, but that's one of those is in Georgia. I still got to get that up there in Illinois for insurance license and all that. So just adding notches to the belt, y'all. But hey, you got to do what you got to do to get a deal done. I want to do some deals in Chicago because I think the housing market up here is just it's amazing. you know. But you gotta really get in. It's like the mob up here. You gotta really get in, and they made it to where in Illinois you can't do a wholesale deal in Illinois without having your real estate license, which is crazy to me. That's just like insanely stupid. But
What's what exactly a wholesale deal?
wholesale would be like anything. It's just you wholesaling houses. So basically, you acquire a contract. You're going to contract with a distressed property owner. Usually, you're looking for a home that's going to be kind of run down a little bit, maybe not being occupied. And a lot of times, it's people who are landlords who are tired landlords who are tired of dealing with the process and they want to sell their home. But if they home, you want to find homes that need work because you're kind of able to come in at a lower price because your job as a wholesaler is going to be to petition this property once you get it under contract with you
Mm,
to other actual investors, and you're going to cut a deal with them. So usually, and let's say if I got a home and I was able to acquire a contract with a seller, Miss Susie from down the street, she done had this house for years and she tired of dealing of it. She got bad tenants and she ready to get done with it. And her house is worth not after being renovated. Let's say her house is worth $150,000, but her house isn't renovated. It's run down. It needs a lot of work. It needs to be added to get it to that 150,000 mark. Well, what I would do, I would come in and I would tell Miss Susie, well, Miss Susie, I could take it off your hands doing the cash deal, and let's say I gave her a price of about $80,000. Now, if I know that if she signs for that, if she wants that, she say, okay, I like the $80,000. Cool, no problem deal. So she'll put the house under contract with me for my due diligence. During
mm,
that time, I will reach out to one of my investors, one of the many investors you can find contractors all through Chicago and Indiana. It's easy to find them. You usually just go and find the recent houses that's been put on the market and you find out who renovated them because they're looking for deals because they just finished the deal. And
mm.
in order for them to keep their business up, and also in order for them not to get taxed heavily by the United States, they are usually trying to find a deal. If they do big deals, they have a year. But if they're doing this consistently, they usually do them like right after they sell. In that month, they want another one, or they want to be working on a few. So you find those contractors and those investors who are rolling that in. And I say to them, I say, well, we know that the house, let's say Sam is the contractor. Sam knows, like I know, that the house is going to be worth $150,000 in pristine, updated condition. I have the house for $80,000 with the deal with Miss Susie. So I would sell the house, or I would
Mm.
sell my contract or sign my contract, or what they call assignment. I would sign it over to Sam for $90,000. So Sam knows he's gonna have to put $20,000 in there to get it up prestige. So he's gonna make about $20,000.
Mm.
Miss Susie is
Well,
getting her
Susie get
whole
her
her, she
80K,
get her
and
whole
then you
80,
get your 10
and then
on
I
top.
get the 10 that's in the middle. There you go. So wholesaling
Okay.
been around for years. That's usually where most of the real estate people start at when they building a portfolio is wholesaling because that's literally the whole process. Andrew Carnegie, all of them used to do stuff, started kind of really making that stuff big with wholesaling, but they like wholesale businesses. You can wholesale anything, businesses, apartments, houses, You can wholesale websites online. No, you can even wholesale nowadays pages on social media that have a large following. There are
Yeah.
people that actually go and acquire these pages for a small amount and then they sell it back to somebody else who can use it for their business. It's crazy, but I like real estate. So I'm staying in my niche of what I really like. So
That's
yeah,
what's
that was
up.
just yeah, that was just a little game for the people who might want to look into it. It's a great thing. um, I enjoy the whole process, and I do know it's real because I've seen my mother's husband. He's done wholesale deals before. He's a broker, but he also deals in the wholesale deals as well because sometimes that's what the deal requires. Sometimes there are contractors who get deals that they can't even get done, so they have to sell it to they have to wholesale it or reassign it to one of their buddies, and they'll say to their buddy, "Hey, I can't do this deal. Can you take it off my hand?" And that's usually when they'll add that assignment fee in there, and they'll take it off their hand for a certain price that still work for them, but then he's not able, he's able to make a little bit from the deal. So it's a few ways to do it, but that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But I'm willing to learn and digest everything. I got interrupted while you was talking.
You good? You good?
I got a phone call. But anyway, um, because we got our resident because it's three men, it's three pharaohs here on the podcast. Three kings, but we always got to have that feminine presence to come on as well. So our resident lady of the I call her our resident lady of the podcast because she come more frequently than anybody. Israel, can you guess who that is before I say
I'm trying to figure that out now.
it? What about you, Luke? Can you guess who are the person that comes on here the most? That's a lady.
I know your grandma watch a lot, right?
No, I'm talking about that
The
comes on
person
the
that come on,
podcast.
no, the person that come on the podcast the most, I would think that's Sarah. Sarah or your grandma?
No, I ain't talking
You
about
ain't had that
watching
many
us.
guests come on that
Oh, well,
many
what you
times.
mean?
I'm
That
talking
comes
about. I'm talking
on.
about. Yeah, that come on the podcast.
I don't know.
All right, well, I'm gonna keep y'all in suspense till she pop up.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
She come all the time. But my weekend, I just been, of course, working right now. I'm like in my stacking mode. Like I said, I've been promoting my latest
Stacktober is
release.
Stacktober.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've been promoting my latest book, which is The Gifted Princess Family. It is available everywhere. I will let you all know when the audio version is available. It is being worked on right now. So when it finishes up, you will
That's what's up.
have The Gifted Princess in all forms of consumption. You have
That's
paperback,
good.
hardback, Kindle version, and then you'll be able to listen as well. Okay. Um, but other than that, my weekend has just been consistent of getting to this money.
Get to the
Um,
money on.
getting to the money, and some football. Football season has started, fellas. We done talking about basketball for right now. I mean, we do have the Hall of Fame coming up and all that stuff, but right now, the sports season that's in season right now is football. Of course, it's towards the end of baseball, but we don't talk about baseball. So, I mean, for all our baseball fans out there, I'm sorry. I'm just not a. I mean, I don't pay attention.
You ain't never been to a baseball game?
I don't pay attention. But I got my jersey on today. Y'all know who this is, right? 34, black and silver, Oakland Raiders. Okay, never mind. So
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so football season, I've been looking and paying attention to some stuff that's going on there. And you know me, I really don't have a team per se. The two teams that I thought was going to the Super Bowl last year did not go, so I was very upset with my predictions. They was horrible. Uh, um, but I will say that the Bears play tonight. mm, since I'm a Chicago native, since I was born and raised in Chicago, even though I'm in Atlanta now, I've been paying attention to the Bears schedule. They supposed to play the Vikings, or they probably playing them right now as we. No, they'll play them in an hour. So towards the end of our show, you guys can transition over. So, if you like to watch football. Um, and what was the other thing? Oh, Luke, I know you was watching some probably some highlights or whatnot, catching up on some things. Did you see the ending of the Ravens and the Bills game, where it was supposedly like a last minute drive that helped the Bills win the game, Buffalo Bills win the game over Lamar Jackson and my Ravens? Now, if I had to pick, family, before the end of this season, my pick was still going to be the Ravens from last year. I think they're close. I think they're going to make it this year. I predict, this is an early prediction because it's the first week of the season, first game, even though they lost. I'm going to say that the Ravens is going to the Super Bowl. I hope this don't bite me in the ass, but go ahead, Luke. What you want to say?
Nah, I didn't catch that. I did. I haven't really looked at many highlights or anything. I have been looking at lineups.
Okay.
Um, I looked in on the Cowboys and the Eagles for a little bit. I think it was a situation that happened
Oh,
between the
yeah.
quarterback. Well, yeah, that was the most thing. And I heard a little bit of it, but I ain't really looked too deep into it because I was thinking
That
about.
you ran into my segment, bro. You mentioned it because I
Oh,
ain't know you
okay.
was gonna mention it at the top. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what you
it's
you asked
it's one of
about.
my favorite segments, family. Is it disrespectful? All right, so Israel, Luke, there was a situation of the first game of the NFL season where one of the defensive linemen from the Eagles, I think his name is Jalen Carter, he spit on the quarterback of the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, and got caught basically in 4K. They got him on camera spitting on the quarterback. But later, he got ejected. The referee saw it. He got ejected from the game. It was like 4 seconds into the game. He got ejected, right? But when we rolled the tape back, we found out that Dak Prescott, the quarterback for the Cowboys, spit on Jalen Carter first.
Mm.
So is it disrespectful to be spitting on somebody?
I mean, of course, we know that's spiking. Right there. That's ain't
Thing
nothing
is,
to talk about.
yeah, it's always
Now, from
disrespectful.
what, but I heard that there was a thing to where was it Jack was in his huddle, and he said they were saying one person spit and it didn't hit the person, and then another person went into the actual huddle. So that's why I was kind of conflicted with it because I'm like, if you went into his huddle like trying to get a get back, it's gonna always look bad. It's the first game, everybody hyped up. Everybody, their adrenaline going. So I understand, but spitting to me is a little wild, boy. Y'all wild.
Yeah, it's
That's fighting
always,
reasons for me.
yeah, it's always bad, man. You spitting on people, both get ejected. That's what they should do. You spit on somebody, ain't that a misdemeanor or something? Yeah, felony. I don't know.
I I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
They were
It's
in Texas, right?
disrespectful.
I
Uh,
think they were in Texas, so
No, they ain't
it
gonna
was like
give
they
him no
had
misdemeanor.
home field
They
advantage.
nah, they wouldn't even do that. NFL wouldn't even let that happen. They'll like, suspend you from a game or something like that, but they ain't
Yeah, I
gonna
think
let.
they're
They
gonna
ain't gonna let.
suspend him. I think
They ain't
they
gonna
were
let that. They
doing
ain't
that.
gonna let nobody keep them from making no money.
Yeah.
NFL fight for you. Then wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I mean, they'll keep if he gets suspended, they might dock his pay. So,
But they're not gonna let him go sit in nobody's jail. That's
oh
gonna
no,
mess
no,
up the
no.
schedule. You see what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
they wouldn't even really let him get any charges because, of course, they want to keep you as clean as possible.
alright.
They'll be like, we'll handle this. So, but nah, he was definitely
Sportsman
doing
like
his thing.
conduct, for sure. Unsportsmanlike
I mean,
Unsportsman like conduct.
I was going for the Cowboys, because I was going to put some money on them. The spread was plus 590. So for every $100, you win 590. Go upstairs. For every five, for every $100, you win 590. So it was a good little spread. I think now the no, that was the money line. The spread was win by 8, and I'm like, now don't get me wrong. I know the Eagles and all that just came. You know they hyped because they just won the Super Bowl last Sunday.
Yeah.
But this not the same Cowboys defensive line. This is a whole nother type of situation. Last year they defensive line was trash. But they just did a whole bunch of player switching and getting rid of players. In my mind, that's gonna make them better because they already suck.
Yeah, they
So I looked
lost.
at the line and yeah, I looked at the spread like y'all giving the Eagles a little too much credit. Whoever got in on the +8 definitely made them some money because they only won by like 4. I didn't think the
Yeah, they
Cowboys
they
was gonna let
lost
them just destroy them like that.
they lost the one of their best defensive ends.
But
And
he
I
already
think his
they
name
already
Michael
suck.
Parsons.
That's what I said. They still suck though. So when you lose anybody when you suck, you probably got a better chance. You either gonna get worse or you're gonna get better. And when you already you're like you're the third worst in the league, ain't too much more you can do. You better switch
No,
something around.
it's up from here at this point.
Yeah, it's up from here. That's right. That is it.
Well, we're gonna keep an eye out on, football season is kind of one of I played football in high school, so that's why I still have a little bit of a passion for it. But we all know that every single sport is all propaganda, entertainment, rigged shenanigans. So, we discuss a little bit of sports on this podcast just for our male audience viewers, our counterparts that like to talk about some stuff. So y'all, if y'all want to comment in the video, underneath the video, tell us about y'all teams or whatnot. Y'all could do all of those things or whatnot. Okay. All right, fellas. So another interesting topic that had popped up, or interesting news bit that happened this week. Young Thug, the rapper Young Thug, it was an Atlanta-based rapper who basically just got out of jail from 3 years. He had his trial and everything of that nature. It's hitting the black culture. I want to say it's hitting the black culture a little tough because this street thing about snitching, the code of snitching, and all of this stuff when it comes to our black culture, right? So basically, what happened was, Young Thug got out of jail, and his leaked phone calls of him talking on the phone to his girlfriend Mariah the Scientist. I don't know if y'all ever heard of this R&B
They
singer.
still with her?
Yeah, they what?
That's just it. They still together?
Yeah.
That's just it.
I mean, as of today, I think so. I mean, if they broke up today or yesterday, I'm just now hearing about it. But yeah, so Mariah the Scientist, they were having phone calls over the jail call or whatever, and he started talking crazy, like Young Thug out here saying Glorilla ugly. He talking about Kendrick Lamar ain't never put his family on. He the only one that's making money in his camp. He's still mad at Gunna. He feel like Gunna snitched on him, and that's how all this whole stuff started. Talking crazy about other artists, J. Cole, everybody. He just was on the phone, just talking like a little girl. I would say he gossiping a little bit, just complaining. But I understand he was, he was in jail. He ain't had, he thought he probably was gonna be in there for a minute. He did 3 years, so I understand his
They had to
mindset was.
keep they had to keep switching up his trial because at one point, they had to get a whole new jury or something. And there was a lot going on.
Yep. So Basically, he sat down, had an interview with a other podcast person, Perspective with Bank, and he was trying to clear the air and everything like that. Fellas, did you all take a chance to look at this interview at all? And what is your perspective
I
of his
haven't.
whole situation?
I ain't get a chance to.
I did look at it. I looked at a little bit of it, and I wasn't too surprised from what I seen. I think the whole case has always been a circus, um, and there is no loyalty in what they do. So, what was the last podcast we talked about? Why I believe that our culture's music should not hold the responsibility of our um, societal responsibilities. This is one of the main reasons why. This is
Mm-hmm.
exactly why. It's not responsible enough to do so, and it's based off of emotion. So he's very emotional. There was parts in the interview where he talked about Woody. There was parts in the interview where he talked about all of these things because one, you can't shut up, and I get it. We live in a day and time to where you just want to talk because that's another way of making money. We know the interviews are coming because people want to know your story and they're gonna pay top dollar. So we get that, but this is the prime example of why I be feeling like, you know, people look at our culture sometimes and they don't. The ones who are scared, they just won't never understand. The ones who are not scared, they look at it and they be like, something's not adding up. And I say, and a lot of times, this is one of the reasons why. Um, the Young Thug case has been a circus from the beginning, and even with him being mad at Gunna, there is no loyalty amongst what you all are doing. There's no loyalty amongst it. So I don't understand why they be getting mad, thinking that then now they're gonna get loyalty out of nowhere. You're dealing in the underworld. You're dealing on low vibration, and you're expecting high vibration type situation. That's not how this works. This is not Pepsi buying Coca Cola. This
Mm.
is not the same. This is not, this is not that type of level of stuff. So to expect that type of loyalty is crazy to me because you're already, like I said, dealing with low vibration stuff. So again, I'm not too surprised. I knew the interviews was gonna start coming after he kind of got a little settled in at home, but he gonna be opening his mouth a lot. Probably gonna get some people in trouble.
Yeah, that reminds me of the saying, "There's no honors amongst thieves," right? So if y'all already been doing illegal activity, breaking the law, right, of the land, and now that you all have got jammed up because the whole case was basically saying YSL is a gang, right? And everybody got held up on RICO charges because of criminal activity, right? So if you already been doing criminal activity this whole time, why do you believe that there should be an honor amongst y'all and loyalty when everybody should be saving? Self-preservation is the first, you know what I'm saying? The first thing that comes to mind when it comes to yourself. Self-preservation. You have to save your own soul.
No.
But we talk about this when it comes to the whole way of spirituality. You know what I'm saying? We
Self-preservation is
can't
the first
save
rule of
you.
life.
You got leaders, you got spiritual guides in your life, but we ain't the ones that can put you into heaven and hell. You can do that. You are the one who set yourself up to be blessed or not, because all we are doing is guiding and showing and teaching you. We're giving you an option, a perspective of what else is out there in your life. You pick up the ball to choose which way you want to run with it. Do you want to be in the underworld, as Luke say, down doing all of the night, the dirty stuff, the ladies of the night, the men of the night, the criminals or whatever? If you want to be that, then you be that. But if you want to live a upright and righteous life, that ain't nobody's choice but yours. So I don't understand why he think somebody owe him some loyalty. Oh, well, he did say that he put people on, he helped them get money. He said that when it comes to Gunna, he helped him get his mom a house and get things of that nature. So I understand when you helping out your brother, you feel betrayed. You know what I'm saying? But everybody in this situation snitched on each other. Gunna snitched. He got out of jail. Young Thug is snitching right now.
Not right
The
now.
people, the other people in the case was snitching. So his whole gang snitched. I don't see what the issue is here. I would just say, like I said, if you've been doing criminal activity, you breaking the law, you say this is your family, this is your lifestyle. Because he went into his in the interview, he went into how his father didn't want him in the streets. His father would pick him up and take him to school, even though he got 11. Uh, his father had 11 kids, so he got 10 brothers and sisters that he had to, you know what I'm saying, grow up with. All of these kids, and your father was still trying his best to make sure that you wasn't in the life like that, but you still decided to go like that because he said a situation where his brother got killed. So I want to talk about real quick with this situation. I believe that this is a deeper conversation. It's not about street code. I believe it's about the environment here in the black community in America. Israel, what do you say when it comes to people being a product of their environment? Why aren't they changing, or why, because you see street stuff, you want to go and be a street person?
Hmm. That's a good question. I think it's because it's like you are a product of your environment. If this all you see, this all you know. But
Mhm.
it'll be just like many people who never move, they never travel, they always been on the same block. They never go on different sides of Chicago and different sides of their city. So they don't know what else is out there than what they know because they not expanding their mind to grow, right? Change and grow. In order to grow, you got to change. In order to better the world, we must first better ourselves. And if ain't nobody bettering themselves, they not trying to better themselves because they get talked about or they think it's hard because they ain't nobody ever did it, or they hearing other people, just a negative. But I would say move out of your environment, get around new people, do new things, do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's your life and everybody else is just living in it. You got to do what makes you happy. You got to be able to read the situation, read the room, read the situation. If they don't know how to read the situation, then you just become a product.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Man, look.
What do you say about that, Luke? How, like, is it that because of trauma and because of healing that he didn't do has caused him to go down this lifestyle? And why do you think? Because the like you say, it's not music. The people that's making the music is their responsibility. But why do you think it it has such an influence though? It shapes our mindset and it shapes our outlook, because even me, I do, because I am a black man, I have listened to a lot of rap music and I still do. So
They say it's provocative. It gets the people going.
so Luke, what do you say about um the hold that it has on the culture, the musically, um when it comes to influencing? Because like I say, he called himself Young Thug, even though he wanted to say humble under God and all that. So we
I
know
was
that that's
like,
not.
yo,
We know
this
that ain't
it.
true.
This
So
I think I was driving when I heard because I was listening to it on the radio, and I was like, yo, this man ain't never say that.
truly
Truly
humble
humble
under
under
God.
God. I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, you gotta give it to him. Cause if it did or didn't, and he came up on the fly, I'm like, yo, you know what? I can't mess with him. I can't. We gotta take a recess. We gotta talk about a recess. I would have called a
Mhm.
recess
I'm
and let me
glad
be
you
the
said
judge.
that. And I'm glad you said that, Israel. This is exactly why I'm so hard on us the way that I am. I don't think in 2025 it's the same type of um, projects growing as it was before. Um, this is a different time to where you have to kind of hold our people a little bit more accountable, because I can walk into the projects and I can see people having Gucci, Louis Vuitton. I can see people got all the money. They on the grill. They doing their thing, right? But there's still, to me, this complex of victim mode, and I don't understand it now. I do understand it at one point, but I don't get it now because it almost feels as if all of the work that's been put in for us is just being ignored by the people who the work was put in for. So Young Thug, in my mind, is a prime example. You say his father was trying to take care of him. He made a choice, and I think that's what we dealing with now. Bad choices. And y'all know me, I'm Luke, so I gotta bring it in that way. Diseases are not inherited, bad habits are. And the black community got a lot of bad habits. We have a lot of things that we have acquired on our own, and it has been monetized, which made us even more interested in it because now we feel like it's our way out. So now what is monetized will literally destroy our community, but it will get us out. We're selfish. We have become the most selfish people on the planet, and we only focus on ourselves more. This is why we was dealing with the black men and the black women argument mainly this year and last year. In the past few years, we've been dealing with that because it has been exposed as a people how selfish we truly are. Our ancestors come from putting family first.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's all about me. And if I ain't happy, nobody gonna be happy. And if I don't feel like this, nobody gonna feel like this. It's how you know we didn't have the fathers in the house. Because when it comes to the men, not speaking on the women, I ain't never been one, don't know what that's like. But Young Thug is a black man. So I understand his drive to say, I want to get out of here by any means possible. But if your any means possible becomes the destruction of your own community in 2025 or even in the early 2000s, you're making a choice. You're not forced to do this because I can think of 7, 8 different ways because he's a very intelligent man. So you're not bound to hip hop. They may have been where you came in at, but even then, when you came in, you wasn't bound by that because you yourself would say, and you would find Young Thug talking about his heroes and all that. Well, let's look at the line of what you were trying to do. If you're still pushing the same narrative, like a lot of the new ones are, that's why, like, I mean, I don't care nothing about Gorilla. I think I would take all that stuff down. It's embarrassing, bro. Like, I don't understand why we are indulging in this stuff. I understand the music is enjoyable music, but I just don't think it's worth it because we still have a stage that we've worked for on the world. We've worked for this world stage. Now we in our seat and we got chips on the side. We got juice spilled over here. It's like now this our own stuff now. Even if you in the projects, there are black people that own projects now. In 2025, there are black people that own projects, own Section 8. It's not the same type of fight like in the 1980s when they was trying to keep from getting redlined. So you think I'm gonna have the same sympathy for you? No, I sure don't. You are making these choices, and I gotta call you out on your choices because you look like me. I gotta tell you, amongst us is also black devils. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Just because you look like me don't mean you walking in the same light. A lot of them
Right.
are spiritual agents.
You
If
got
we
them
don't really break it
Uncle
down,
Toms, right?
they spiritual agents because they see a choice and they choose not to, and there's no one to blame because you have all these resources. Now, some people don't, but I'm not gonna keep taking from the people who really don't to patty cake the people who actually do. They're just choosing not to do what's right. A self accountability has got to come for our community, or we gonna self destruct because no one is gonna carry our hand no more. We have no more like Martin Luther Kings. We at the last Louis Farrakhan. They sent us every great leader in the cosmos possible. Every great leader has come down. If you're not gonna get it, you just not gonna get it, and you will self-destruct because America is moving on.
Right.
They moving on, and if we don't catch up and adapt, we gonna get left behind. So people like Young Thug, like I say, these are things that I pray all the time that we begin to work ourselves out of, and I believe there is a brighter day ahead because it's a lot of black people getting into media. It's a lot of black people getting into skit writing. You see them on YouTube creating whole, like I said, he's a very intelligent man. He can really do whatever he want to do. So I gotta hold him accountable. I can't treat him like he's not intelligent.
Yeah, that was fire. You heard the sound effects.
I ain't hear the sound effect whole time.
Oh snap!
You will work
Um,
with me on that?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. We just have to take accountability as black men of our own healing and trauma, and we got to make better choices. But I understand that. So, Luke, I don't know if you know this part about when it comes to music industry that you get paid more when you talk about guns, violence, sex, and degrading the women. They say they give you, I don't know what type of incentive it is, but like it, I think it was NBA YoungBoy, I think, who said it. Maybe I forgot exactly who, but they said like when they rap about the stuff that of course is derogatory and defaming and disrespectful, that gives them a bigger check. Why do you
Yeah,
so and I understand about getting our people to a new state of mind and a better environment, and it takes finances to do that, of course, especially here in America where it's ran by capitalism. When does the integrity come apart where we'd be like, you know what, the check ain't worth it?
when our people stop buying the music.
Mm,
That's the thing. No matter what the executives do, because that's another thing we like to do. Oh well, they're incentivizing them, but you letting your kids listen to it,
mm-hmm,
and you want me to respect you as a black adult, as a black parent. Your child know all this derogatory. Because you go to my child, and it ain't to be funny, but what kind of father would I be? What kind of father would I be? They have no business knowing these things, listening to this stuff. If you're gonna break the cycle, break the cycle. But that goes again back to self accountability. The moment that our people stop glorifying it through their dollar or through their culture, like we've been doing, our culture is screwed up, bro. It's screwed up. And
Yeah.
you have one side that is really enlightened. It's like this. It's a strong division starting, to where the more enlightened ones are really starting to show, and the real dark side is starting to show. It's like I don't know. I really don't know what to do, but I know all you can do really is hold your family accountable to try to change it and keep it to where there's a brighter day ahead for us as a culture. Because I can name a lot of songs that don't have that stuff in it and are hit songs by black people.
mm-hmm,
And to me, the ones that are less, if you notice, no, the artists like in hip hop don't make the type of money like the clean artists kind of do. If you look at the country, the white artists, they actually make more than
mm,
black artists do.
mm,
That stuff only gonna last for so long because people gonna get old and they get tired of hearing it. They're
mm-hmm,
not gonna want to keep thinking that mindset way. It's not like Adele when she made "Rolling in the Deep" over 3 billion views on YouTube.
mm.
Ain't talking about shooting nobody or nothing.
Talking about
It
Adele.
ain't even, yeah, when she made the "Rolling in the Deep."
Mm-hmm. That's one.
If
That's
I've noticed that most of the songs that are neutral to every, because that song relates to every race. It's a song about emotion, going through something. No matter what color you are, you can feel that. You can feel the emotion in it. It ain't talking about shooting nobody or nothing like that. And of course, we know these executives do that because they are, and some of them are still trying to destroy our black community. But again, it's up to the black community to say, I'm not supporting that no more. I can go out and listen to Joe Biden, Joe, and go on home. Why do I have to listen to something that's always so negative? And then I'm getting into it with my brothers. I didn't brought that vibration back to my community. And then when we start holding people accountable who's still trying to bring it, like I say, I do believe it's a brighter day ahead, bro. It's just we gotta stop supporting it with our money and our time and stop letting our damn kids listen to it.
That's the part right there.
You
You gotta
know,
change what they listen to.
man.
Go ahead, Israel. What you saying?
No, I said that's the part right there. You gotta change what they listening to.
Yeah, because they be playing it in the house. Like I say, I'm a person. I definitely listen to rap music still. So, but I'm wise enough to differentiate what is reality, what I should intake, and what I shouldn't. Um, that's a whole thing. So I hope Young Thug gets the healing that he deserves. Because actually, the interview was really good. The guy that did the interview really, it looked like more of a therapy session than anything else. I think that was a great person that came and sat down with him and really tried to get him to understand that he has to take accountability for his actions as well, which he told him in the interview. So I respect it. It was a real good it's a real good interview. Um Fellas, what do y'all think should be the end goal with these things, right? Because I don't want the way that they're doing it, they saying making it seem like Atlanta is being divided because of this situation. What do you think should the street? So going back to and this is the last question on this topic before we go to the next one. Is street code still a thing, and should it still exist? Israel.
I, yeah, go ahead, Adrian.
I don't know, man. I ain't really in the streets, so I don't know. But it's street code, I mean, to a certain degree, I say to a certain degree, yeah. But other than that, it's like, nah, only to your people. But if your people not your people, then not your people.
What about you, Luke?
Man, nah, that stuff don't exist no more, man. That's for the movies, bro. It's for the movies, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like, hey, that's what I'm saying. They better catch up and go ahead and get left behind. Hey, y'all taking over. Y'all better get on board. Street code, what? Street, what street code? The most street codes you need to be focused on is a family code. That's what we need to get
Facts.
into.
That's
We
what
need
they
family
need is a
code.
family.
Facts.
They need
That's
a
Yeah.
that's
family.
what
If they had a
Facts.
that's
family,
what
they wouldn't be doing
yeah.
this.
Hello, wait,
Yeah,
wait. I
family.
gotta have to get the explosion for that one.
I'm crying. Yeah, I heard that one that time. I heard it that time. Yeah, no, we need that. And we need if the family itself, I think is gonna be the biggest weapon against a lot of the stuff we dealing with when it comes to it, because Atlanta is starting. Hmm, they're gonna get mad. Don't get too mad, y'all. But it's not Atlanta fault. Atlanta has been dealing with a thing to where a lot of people have been moving there. So anytime you get a lot of people that's moving there, no shade, and y'all close to the border, I know because I grew up in Atlanta, so I can say it. I know what's going on. Okay, I ain't just talking from somebody who in Chicago. Looking, I grew up there. I went to high school there. I grew up there most of my life. Atlanta is becoming a cesspool. Now Chicago is a cesspool, but the difference is Atlanta wasn't always a cesspool. Atlanta is an infant compared to Chicago. Chicago has a lot of history, things that come with a grandeur city like this. But Atlanta didn't have to be like that. Unfortunately, they had a lot of people coming in, which caused more trauma. I I don't know really where it's gonna lead to, but I'm really hoping that there is like some kind of resolution to it. Even like you said, he's getting therapy. But yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of these cities is starting to look crazy. They starting to look crazy.
Well, you know what's looking crazy. Well, hopefully, what we don't have in Atlanta is what we got going on in Chicago right now. And fellas, that is Trump still going back and forth with the governor of Illinois because they're trying to send in the boys. They're trying to send in the National Guard to Chicago. So I double checked to make sure. I seen that they had some people there, but that was more so of ICE. It wasn't necessarily the National Guard. So here's what I just got from Fox News. Um, and it says, well, Trump's still talking crazy because this man talking about. So despite a public back and forth between President Trump and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker over the potential of National Guard deployment in Chicago, no official calls have been made so far. As of Monday morning, Governor Pritzker's office said that there has not been any communication or coordination from the White House to the governor's office directly. Trump cited gun violence in Chicago as the reason behind wanting additional federal intervention in the city, which has been reported to potentially include the deployment of the National Guard without the request from the Illinois governor. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill every They don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense, Trump said. Trump reiterated that claim on Monday when he said, "We love to go into Chicago and straighten it out," but noted that he was waiting for a call. Trump also said, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning."
Oh snap! This man's boy.
Oh, he wrote on his social media, Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Did you hear about him also? That's another news bit that he's changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War.
The Dow.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's
That
gangster.
man,
That's
wow.
gangster. That's
He's literally
gangster.
trying to be the most famous, infamous president we ever
Mm.
had. I'm telling you.
I think he didn't
Damn.
already achieve that, bro. I don't think he even got to try. So he's gonna go down in history. No doubt about it.
They don't be offering presidents like they used to.
They tried.
Dang, they did
Oh,
try. I like him.
horrible try.
Look,
Horrible
I
try.
couldn't wait till everybody. I couldn't wait till we came back because I knew everybody was gonna be like, "Dang, look what's going on." I do not agree with everything he's been doing since he's been in there, but I'm still standing on the fact that it's better than Kamala. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not even agreeing with him going into
They about to
Venezuela.
hold on. Let me get you your own screen. They about to get
I
on
know,
you
yeah, they
real
about to
quick.
go in on me. They about to go in on me. But I've been waiting for this time because we've been gone since a lot been going on. So he's even about to go into he's dealing with that stuff with Venezuela and all that. And I'm pretty sure there are some darker sides or some more things that are playing into the aspect of why they want to go in. But what I'm always reminded of is that's how government works. You get a piece of what's going to benefit you, and that's usually the narrative that they push. So with the Venezuela thing, with him going and dealing with Venezuela and going into the coastal waters, we do know that there is a drug problem. Now I can ask anybody of any color, from Chicago to St. Louis to Los Angeles, do America have a drug problem? They're gonna be like, no matter who was in there, whether it was Kamala, anybody, they're gonna be like, yeah, we got an issue. Where are the drugs coming from? Now, if I was president, I would probably be a little worse than him. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because if I'm losing this many of my citizens, first job as a president is to protect the people who I'm over, right? I'm supposed to protect y'all. I'm supposed to protect you even when you think you don't want the protection, because you're looking at it from a certain standpoint. So not too long ago, they just blew up a boat, and it was propaganda. They wanted to show a little, you know how the United States is. They try to show they let you know at the right time. He was in the middle of a conversation, and he said, "Yeah, I just got some news. We just blew up not too long ago. You know our Marines, they're the greatest. They're the greatest. Our Navy, they're the greatest. Oh, oh,
The
oh."
greatest
He
Marines
was
ever.
going in, and then out of nowhere, they showed us this clip. They got the dudes in the boat with the drug. They going down. It's like Bad Boys in real life. They blow up the whole boat. They blow the whole boat up. They
Hmm?
like, look, we just got done with this many gang. It was this many gang members intel. Now, a
What
small
you
party
gonna
you is
do when
going
they come for
right.
you? Bad
So a
boys,
small
bad
party you, and
boys.
I'm gonna wrap it up. A small party you is like, okay, man, that's messed up. But then there is a part of common sense to where it's like, if they bringing stuff that's hurting our children, hurting our citizens, no matter how much I don't like you, Mr. Orange Man, do what you got to do. That's where I've always liked Trump. No matter how much I may not care for the way you say things, or I may disagree, I will never disagree with a man being a man when it comes to things I can't control. I can't control certain things as a father. I can't control people coming and invading our country. I can't control people bringing in drugs to our country. But if it is somebody who can control it, you better do your dang on. You better do your job, bro. Don't walk in there tiptoeing around. Oh, well, we're gonna talk and we're gonna be this. Talking ain't worked. Look at our communities. Like you said, the National Guard is here. I'm one of the people, like many of the other residents of Chicago. Bring them right around the corner from our church. They broke in the barbershop.
They did?
They taking catalytic converters off 100, all down Halsted in the hundreds.
That's
Wait, they just
crazy.
did it?
So, yeah, this was on what, Saturday night, right here, right around the corner from our church.
That's
So you
crazy.
can't sit here and tell me that we don't have an issue. We have an issue going on, and we need to figure out. Governor Pritzker sucks. And just call it how it
Yeah,
is. He
I'm
sucked.
surprised he ain't got out yet. Like somebody needs to tell
Because
him.
we got people say because people
They
vote
keep
with their
voting him in.
emotions.
They keep voting
And
him
he
in.
sucks. And now we got Brandon Johnson. He worse than Lori Lightfoot.
Is he?
He done
Is
gave
Brandon
all this,
worse?
bro. He done gave all this money. He what really ticked the people of Chicago off is when we got all that money. The government gave us all of that money, and he go and take the money and give it to illegal immigrants. Create programs for them. All these people in Chicago, and this is where black people should get mad. Y'all been working here for generations. You finally get some money.
You get
You
another
finally
black
get your
man,
40
another
acres.
black.
You get your 40 acres and no, but they should have chose that white man. See, they should have chose that white man that was running against him. Because that white man was gonna give the money to the residents of Chicago, to the people of Illinois.
That make
They
right.
keep voting in these people who do not care about this. They just like to make money, and it's a lot of money to petitioning the immigrant crisis. So I said all that to say, Prisker sucked. Okay, our mayor sucks. If he bring the National Guard in, I ain't got no problem with it. Like I said before, black people, it because ICE been here for a minute. Even I have encountered ICE just from a
See?
regular traffic stop. Yeah, they pulled me over and everything. I gave them. I grabbed my look. Grabbed my driver's license like it was $1 million. Black people, what is
So
you
what
worried
they
about? I
what
sound
they
like Umar
doing?
Johnson
What
now.
they
What
doing
is
in
you worried about? Y'all know y'all got an ID because y'all love the liquor store. You know you got an ID. Man, I handed them that ID because you know I look like I could be a little Mexican. I look like I could be a little, I got a little Hispanic in me. Man, I handed that ID. They
You
said,
should
sir,
see
have
me
a
with
great
my
day.
turban on.
Bro, they said, sir, have a great day. We sorry we even bothered you. Go
So what
ahead on
what do
about
they
your day.
ask when they stop you?
They mainly was stopping to see if I'm a citizen, bro. And like I
What do
say,
they
I can.
ask? They just say ID.
They didn't ask nothing. They wanted to see if I had some ID, license registration.
So what
That's
they
it.
walking
I
around
knew they
saying
was
they
ICE
citizen?
though. You can tell they was ICE because they have a different type of uniform.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, do you have to
So they
stop for them
they
though?
yeah, they stopped pulling me over.
What they pull you
I
over
didn't do
in a
anything
car?
wrong.
They pull you over in a
Yeah, in
car
the
or something?
car. In the car. Pulled
Is it
that
a
like I pulled
special
that ID
car?
out. Huh?
Is it a special car?
The car that they have some unmarked cars, but then some of them do have some wording on it. But when they get out, you can see the enforcement on they like they vest and stuff. I ain't had no issue with it. Like I
Still,
said,
who is you? It's like a new
nah, you
dude
don't.
coming
Nah,
at
nah, you
us.
don't do that. You don't do that.
No,
You don't.
no.
I've learned. Don't become a victim when you know you're not.
Yeah,
I know
but
what you're
still,
looking
like,
for, and I know I don't fit the profile. So when
okay.
you ask me for license and registration, if I'm driving the car, I should have a license. I should have some form of ID, right?
Right.
That's why I didn't feel no kind of way. You doing your job. If your job is to clean up the streets or to find people who ain't here that's taking all our dang on money, because it's my family that's suffering. Do
Right.
your job. I mean, I get it. And then it's days I do look like I'm a little Hispanic, y'all. Come on, I got the straight head, my hair
Oh
thin
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. I got the,
Y'all should see
so
me
I
when I
wasn't
got my
tripping on
turban
it.
on, man.
Okay.
I
So
be looking like
Israel,
I'm
what do
Afghan.
you want to say about this whole situation about the National Guard in Chicago and Trump talking about some he loved the smell of deportation in the morning?
And Trump is a funny guy. This dude crazy. I say yeah. I mean, get him out, cause like if you here, they giving all our money away. One, two. If you want to be here, go through the proper channels to be here. You know, like if you want to be here, like go through what you need to do to be here. Don't just be here just stealing and taking money and occupying stuff that ain't yours. Cause we can't do that over there. I don't think we can. You know,
No, you said it right.
right? And then oh, I'm over here messing stuff up. Let me put this back. And then dang, I think I broke something. That yeah, I mean they cleaning up the streets, they cleaning up the streets, they doing their job. Well, they should go where they know to find them, if that's the case. But it's also like they taking away taking away our jobs, because I know especially in trucking, I done seen a lot of stuff going on where they got it to where people they didn't it's been an investigation where people show up, right? Don't know how to speak English. They come with like a shirt with a little hole up in their shirt, and then they get to the screen. They open up like they shirt, and they be moving around like this, so it can read the questions. And I guess whoever telling them on the other side what's the answers and stuff like that. So they paying people to help them out, and they don't even know the signs and stuff. That's really, I think that's good in trucking because you need to know how to read the English signs, and it might make the rates and stuff go back up, and it'll be a lot of jobs opening up because it's a lot of. I'm sure if they stop at these truck stops and these way stations like they say they is, but if they did it at all of them, I'm sure it'd be a lot of trucks that'd be sitting, a lot of jobs that won't be there. Like a lot of people will be out of an employee. Cause I be looking, you pass Mr. Heebity Bobbity, and then you pass Mr. El Salvador and stuff. And like, what is going? Yeah, mugs washing
No,
up,
that's
and yeah,
true.
it's crazy.
About Mr. El Salvador.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
but
got the truckers in America mad right now. They said the
yeah,
trucking industry been pissed off. They said
they
the
need to
race is
take them,
bad.
especially in trucking. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey,
but
y'all
yeah, and
funny.
then them being in Chicago, I guess cleaning up. Hopefully people get jobs that need jobs. You know.
I think also, he kind of did a number on the mayor too, because if the mayor first plan was to put all of this money into the migrant programs, right? And
Oh,
he
so
just
now it's like, yo, he
he
faking.
just got rid of them. Where that money
Mm,
going now?
in the
He just
pockets.
wasted it or what?
I
In
bet
the
he gonna be
pockets.
richer when he get out of office than when he got in. Have we
Oh
you
yeah.
starting to that's starting to get exposed. Because they have lobbyists. And you push their agenda and they gonna take care of you, you know. So I think he sucks though. I think he really sucks. As somebody who is a resident of Chicago, I got the right to say he sucks. I didn't vote for him. I wanted the white ball guy to get in. Y'all can say what y'all want. Luke, you supposed to
Hmm.
be black. Black these man, I don't want to hear that. Didn't I just tell y'all it's black devils? When will our people come to learn?
Black devils and
Just
Uncle
because they
Buck.
look like you, just because they come from the African diaspora, don't mean they are of righteousness. They are agents. Just like they taught us this in the Matrix, y'all. Y'all better watch the Matrix again. They come in
Is
there
he?
looking like Agent Smith with that nice tie on, and they looking good, and they got big words. And oh, he's an educated black man. They end up tearing your community up. He look just like you, but he making money. He making money. His family looking good. Matter of fact, his children. She talk about, oh, my children in the public school and all that. Well, your children go to one of them best public schools because the diaspora of where you live is going to determine what your neighborhood has. You done gave all this money away. Chicago done worked all these years. They finally get a check. They get a bag. I can hear G sentences right now. Go get the money. You get the money, and then you give it away to people who just got here, and you wonder why they mad at you, bro. You crazy. I hope he see this one day. You crazy, bro. They need to get you out of office. You suck. All right, I'm done. Mhm.
I'm up here looking him up. So he was born in Elgin. I was gonna ask, was he even born in Illinois? But yeah,
I thought you supposed to be born in Illinois if you want to be the
I don't know. Don't give me the line.
I know you got to be a citizen of the
You
United
have to be a
States, like
resident.
for like maybe what, like a resident maybe for like what,
You have to,
6 years?
yeah, you have to be a resident in order to run. But
Yeah,
you can't run for nothing in the United States if you wasn't born here.
yeah.
So, because remember they was getting on Tiffany Henyard about how she wasn't a resident of Dalton back when we were talking about that last season. They were saying she was originally resident for South Hollow, which she was. She ended up acquiring the property in Dalton so that she could be able to run. So there are
Mm,
ways to get around it, but sometimes they move to the state or whatever or the city that they're trying to run for.
interesting.
Okay. Well, fellas, as we continue to wait on our resident lady of the podcast,
When is this
I got a
resident
video.
lady of the podcast? Cause what? Who?
I got a video. I got a video.
It's about that time to ask the Pharaohs where this lady at. Cause why she late? See. We trying to hold people accountable, trying to stick them
Yeah,
accountable. Look.
you trying to hold them accountable. She's supposed to be on here like 10 minutes ago.
Mm-mm.
Um, She gonna see this back and she gonna be like, "Why y'all talking about me?"
Cause why she late?
Because we
I
talked
think I
about this
know who it
last
is, man.
episode. These
It's
women
probably
be late,
Janaya,
just
ain't it?
like the one that was late to that
It's
date.
Janaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
that's what I started thinking about too. I'm like,
That's funny.
But
I know.
let's get into this video because I want us to react to this because I felt this when I see this. I said, yeah, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this for sure. It kind of made me a little mad a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. All right, so it's from the Ugly Money podcast. You know the guy that do the sound effects every single time he talk. We got a funny video right here, so let's react to this, fellas.
You literally just told Amani, my job as a man is to protect you and do this and do what. Okay, cool. So this day and age of men are not doing that.
I got
Which
you.
is why you're not receiving what you're looking to receive.
Now check me out.
And you're blaming
On the flip
us for
side.
it instead of giving what you need to give.
And this is why I don't agree with women being masculine at all. Because guess what? We're in the club. We at KOD on Tuesday. All right. This guy walks up. He dark skinned. He got a bald head just like you like. He tall. He got a big bright smile, and he walking towards us and he says, "Oh, girl, that chocolate guy is walking up to you." You're like, "Oh, bitch, that's my type." And if he walks up to you, he's everything physically that you want in a man. He walks up to you and he says, "Oh, girl, I love your wig. Oh my God, I love that color, girl. I got the same color blue dress. For real, bitch. Can we go out sometime?" Are you going to date that man?
Does he want
Are you going to date that man?
Is
Yes
he
or no?
trying to date
He
me?
is trying to holler at you. Are you going to date him?
Absolutely, baby. You just came over here.
Accusations. These are not accusations. False accusations.
So you're going to date a guy that comes up to you and says that he has the same kind of wig and the same dress you have.
Oh, no, I
Exactly. Okay. It's okay. You went to New York school.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. You're not going to
up to me, complimenting
So
me and shit.
listen.
Why the fuck not?
Respectfully so. So you're not going to date a guy that is displaying feminine energy, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Now, what if he tells you, well, Pooh, okay, I ain't got no problem with being masculine. If I feel safe and secure, I'll be masculine. How the fuck that makes sense?
I feel like he's
Exactly. It don't.
It don't.
So why do women think it makes sense for them to goddamn step in our lane when they don't feel safe and secure? I don't feel safe and secure, but I still got a man up on my shit.
Oh my God. So, fellas.
That's wild.
So basically, you know, all of this, basically, we don't want a masculine woman because she just displayed the thought process of a woman that a woman doesn't want a feminine man, right? So why on earth would a man want a masculine woman? Fellas, y'all react to that. She contradicted herself real bad.
Israel.
No, that's crazy. That's just crazy. But that be the talk. Oh, I'll be. Well, that's I've heard that conversation with women, or in passing, where they like, group situation, and then they're like, yeah, I'll be feminine if I feel safe and secure. So like, you gonna do your part only when you feel a certain type of way. Otherwise, you gonna act a different part. But I don't know. To each his own. I know there's a level of what is it? A certain extent of, I ain't even gonna say masculinity that you could take from a girl, but I say more so tomboyishness. Like there's certain stuff you can see if the girl wear J's, all right, cool, but she get her nails done, hair done, and then there's other stuff where it's like there's a line, at least for me, I know, where it's like, all right, if I'm gonna talk to this woman or if I'm not. She like this, she like that, she do this, cool. More feminine ways than masculine. Of course, that's how we want them. But if she like to play basketball or something, or she wear Jordans or something like that, I don't know. But I feel like it ultimately is just an excuse, as to say you're not gonna do your part until until. But that'd be crazy. Like the man, like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay bills until you cook for me and you clean and you wash and we move in together.
Mm.
I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
Man, that was hilarious, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that was hilarious. I ain't laughed that hard in a minute. I be forgetting about him because I'm not on social media as much, unless it's something that specifically I'm looking for. So I'll be forgetting about him and his content sometimes. Yeah, I think that was a great example that he gave her. The way he set it up was really good, and he made a shot. I don't know if y'all heard it when she didn't get it at first. He said, "Yeah, I know you grew up in the New York school system." I don't even think she caught that shot he gave. He was literally flaming her, bro. But outside of that, the topic is much. Yeah, this is one of the issues we have, and I think Israel made a great point about how there are some girls that have more of a tomboyish style sometimes, or tendencies, but I don't think that necessarily defines their femininity. I think the femininity can be defined in a lot of ways. I usually base a woman's femininity off of the way she treats her loved ones or her family. But if she's in a relationship, that's going to tell you everything you need to know, because we found over time that it's the soft touches that usually win the race. Even if they do have that harder side to them where they can get like that if they have to. When it comes to their spouse or their man, there is a submission that kind of steps in and it kicks in. And then there are some women that never really kicks in. It's just who they are all the way, all the time. Those are the ones that usually win when it comes to marriage, long lasting relationships, a committed man, a dedicated man, because that's what we prefer. We're not complicated beings. We can care less about how much money you make, to be honest with you. That's If it was about the money, this would be a whole nother conversation. But when you're talking about relationship, nobody cares. Like, we don't really care. We're not looking for that because we're looking to build ourselves up. If you can help us, that's one thing. But it's like we've gotten to the age now to where it's like I think over time they've kind of equalized it, and unfortunately, relationships are suffering from it because no man wants to date another man. I mean, you know what I mean. No one man wants to actually date a woman that is acting very masculine. It is the most unattractive thing to most men. Most men hate it. Some men will never say they hate it. They'll just leave you, or they'll ghost you, or they'll stop talking about you. Then there's men like the guy we just watched who are actually confronting the women and exposing it, which I think is still good in some kind of way because over the past 5 years, really since the Kevin Samuels era, these things weren't talked about in our community like they are now. Like, I think Kevin Samuels was really one of the ones who pushed it to the accountability of the black relationships and exposing a lot of things that we were doing on both sides. And like I said before, Kevin Samuels was roasting men way before he was roasting women. He was going in on us. You can find videos. He was going in, talking about you need to get your body together. You need to stop stinking, level up. You think you somebody, but you broke. He was going in on the dudes before women ever came, but he was holding the relationships accountable in our black community. So it kind of created this genre, right? That has grown into what we just seen in that video where that guy literally does that. That's what most of the topics are on his show. Um, and I think he hit a lot of good points, y'all. It's not any really thing anything he said I disagree with.
Yeah, that was it was funny. Yeah, we gotta understand, like, just as women has to understand too, just as much as y'all don't want uh feminine man, we don't want a masculine woman. We want people to be themselves. How they grow up arguing, the yelling does not do nothing. Like, if you don't want to be yelled at, I don't want to be yelled at either. Like, if we gonna be civilized adults and have a disagreement, then we should be able to talk about it, especially if you are my significant other. So all of this, well, I got it. I'm a fix the sink. Why are you fixing the sink? Unless that's your job. Why are you? I probably wouldn't date no woman like that. But why are you doing that? If you can't open up the peanut butter or the jar of pickles, you give it to me. You get what I'm saying? You say that, oh, this is going on with the door, or the light needs this, or this, that, and the other. I'm expecting you to call me. I'm not expecting you to do it yourself. No, you're not helpless. Yes, you're a grown woman, but there are duties that men do and that women do. And if you don't see me trying to cross over into your lane, you shouldn't be trying to cross over into mine.
Right. Now I got a question that
Go
also
ahead.
has been in the same conversation per se. Now, would you date a woman that makes more money than you though?
I don't
Do
mind
you
that.
care? How you
I
feel
don't
about
mind
that,
it.
Luke?
No. That's gonna keep me
I
successful.
think, yeah, I think I don't mind it either, but I think you should still strive. I don't think you should settle. So as a man, if you're not trying to elevate and you're using that as a crutch, I think that's gonna come bite you in the behind later because you
It's gonna
didn't
keep
really
me
done gave up.
successful. Cause I'm
No,
gonna
but
go.
this is what I'm saying.
No,
This is
no,
what I'm
because I'm
saying.
gonna
Hear me
go
out.
up. Like it's gonna help me go up. Like, cause your woman, usually if you this how you tell your woman, really your woman, if she wants to see you high, like she wants you to take care of everything. Yeah, she make more money than you, but she low key wants you to make more money than her whole time. So she ain't really got to do too much. Women don't want to do too much. Like the women who are in their feminine energy, they don't want to do too much. They want their man to handle it. And they want to live the soft era girl life.
That's what they call it, the South Era girl. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just a question. I'm like, yo, because you never know. It's not like everybody walking around with the bank accounts on their forehead, like the movies or something. But if it just so happened to be, it'd be like, yo, that's cool. Because, I mean,
Right,
more money for the both of us. More money
right,
for
right.
you,
That's
more
why
money for me,
that's where
more
I'm
money
like
for
with it.
us.
But
So,
but I will say to men, be careful with that though, because you're playing with fire. I believe it's playing with fire.
with a
I'm
woman
not
that,
saying
that's
don't
dating
do it,
somebody
but
who
don't get
who make more than
complacent. Right, because as a man, you don't have nothing else to do on this beautiful green earth other than to work, bro. You're supposed to be
As a
building yourself up as a man. Now,
yeah,
as a man, let me finish.
yeah.
Your job is to work and build so that if for some reason one day she don't want to, it does not jeopardize your relationship. This is why I say don't get complacent in it. She might have styled herself into a certain lifestyle. So if you know this woman making more money than you and she got a certain lifestyle she like, you should know when you get in a relationship with her that there is a certain standard she gonna have. If for some reason she lose that job or that career ends for her, that's something you should weigh in and make sure that you're okay with before you enter into a relationship. I'm just saying, like, think about it. Not
yeah.
saying don't
Nah,
do it, but make
I
sure
agree.
you're up to the rise to that occasion if that's what you want to do. You
Yeah.
know,
I agree. As a man, you should have some real ambition about yourself. Real men have ambition, have goals, and they complete it. Understand this. You like this is how manifestation works, and I'm gonna put it in the simplest way possible. Manifestation comes from completion. Okay, think about this. You want something. In order for you to say you did something, you have to finish it. As a grown man, that's your job. You're the finisher. You put the cap on it. God placed you as the head of the house for a purpose and a reason. Okay, it's on you. Yes, your wife assists you. Yes, your spouse assists you. I get all of that. But as a grown man, it's your responsibility to finish whatever gets started. Okay. So as you have to have your ambition, you have to have your goals, you have to have all of these things lined up on purpose as a grown man. So for the people out here listening to us, we know our job as men. Okay. Now it's time for the women to get back to talking to their mothers, their grandmothers, their aunties, and all that stuff. So they know what their job is as the counterpart to us. Because we now have so much content. We have uncles, we have pastors, we have big brothers that is teaching us the way that we're supposed to as men and not doing it toxically, if that's a word. We're actually doing it the right way. So since we as men are being rebranded and retaught, which is crazy, I say rebrand, right? because the 2025 version of men is a little different than the '05 version of men. But because we are being set down and told, hey, this is what's going on, this is what you're supposed to be doing, I'm expecting that the women to take the accountability role as well and be accountable with women, because all of the men, we huddling. I don't know if y'all women know this. The men are huddling now, and they're telling each other where we going wrong and where we going right and what we need to fix. We ain't listening to the
Accountability.
government like y'all. I'm gonna say this too. A lot of women got a lot of time on their hands, and they tell you when you got time on your hands, you know, that's when the devil come and play tricks on you. Stop with the social media thinking that your relationship supposed to be like that, and stop listening to whatever they think. They putting the poison in y'all women's minds of how y'all relationship should be. Every relationship you get in is different. Every person you supposed to learn to see if y'all are compatible. Stop with all of the fantasizing of what a relationship supposed to be and realize what your relationship is. Because like I said, the men are huddling. We getting ourselves together. It's y'all turn. Go ahead.
I like the way you put that. We definitely are trying to get together. We trying to make it a brighter day ahead for our communities. That's all we can do. And over at the Pharaohs Podcast, we keep it real because we have different perspectives, but it does always equal to the same thing. We looking for prosperity for our community, a better day, a better light. I don't even say that it's the worst thing in the world now because I be looking at where we came from. Like, I don't know if I could have handled it, to be honest with you. So I'm grateful for the work that's been put in by the ancestors, but I don't want that work to go in vain. So, that's why I think the way that I think. I know the other pharaohs think the same way. We have our personal outlook on things, but it's definitely to push it to another way. Now, with relationships, we gonna always probably shake up the bag a little bit because we're so honest over here, you know. But we trying to create a safe space, a safe environment where we can be honest. And ladies, you know how we feel, or even the fellas, y'all know how we feel and what we expect from one another. So, I agree. So what you
All
taking us
right,
now? What
fellas.
segment we in now?
Huh?
I say, so what segment we in now? What we about to go now?
All right, now. So we going to the new segment of this season. All right, and that is called Thoughts from the Pharaoh.
Oh
And
yeah.
this episode, the Pharaoh that's gonna give y'all his thoughts this time will be our doctor, our resident doctor, the Dr. Luke. And so take it away, sir.
All right, cool. I know y'all used to me talking a lot anyway, so I'm not gonna be too long winded. I did have some things that was on my mind, but for our audience, if it's anything that I could say, um, is get back to family. Um, we living in a day and time now to where Solomon brought it up earlier. You have the government, you have all of these people in the ear, social media. But I do believe that there is still some beauty in those who you come from because they are your blood. So I will put it on your heart to do a little forgiving, do some searching, and try to find some areas to where it's people around you who you know are good for you or who benefit you, but maybe y'all come across a rough patch in one time or another. Even if it's just forgiving them in your own heart, right? And then moving on from the situation. Not saying you have to reconcile the relationship, but really try to let go of a lot of those things because they're kind of holding you back. And in this world that we live in, you're your own neo. This is your matrix. This is your reality. The spirit that lives within inside of you. You're looking outwards because there's something that's inside. This is just flesh that carries the spirit and the soul. So definitely try to mend those things because you want your heart to be lighter than the feather. If you can aim for that in your life, you will find a lot of peace in areas that you never thought was possible. So, like before, I bring to you my try to find somewhere in your life where it's something you can let go, or someone you can forgive, or it's something that you can mend in your own heart, and then try to see where that takes you and see if that may help you or lighten up your load a little bit. So that's my thoughts from the Pharaoh.
All right. I like that. I like that.
That's a good thought.
That's a good thought for sure. Well, fellas, our resident lady did not make this episode for the second week in a row. And so she gonna get cussed out later.
Did you remind her? Oh, it's not.
She gonna get cussed out later.
You
She
don't
know
remind her.
she called me while we were on air.
Why she ain't come on?
I don't know.
I think
So
she went to go get the boys, so she probably still moving around from the way it looked. You know how
mhm.
she be moving and getting caught up.
Well, family, I don't have a ask the Pharaohs question this week, but that thought from the Pharaoh was real good. All right, family, thank you for joining us, episode 55 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I'm your host, Solomon, and you can find me on Facebook at Cornelius Solomon Walker. You can find me on Instagram at CJ Walker 103. And if you want to get your book published, you can email me at cwalker1582@gmail.com. Israel, where can people find you?
People can find me at the Pharaohs Podcast. Send me questions at my Gmail, and my website is currently still down right now. Or y'all can find me on Facebook. Yeah.
Luke, where can people find you?
You can find me at Luke733Lee, the number 9 at gmail.com, or you can find me at the Pharaohs Podcast at gmail.com. We appreciate all your comments. Definitely like and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor. You know, we appreciate you all.
For sure, for sure. And family, if you cannot join us live on Mondays, every Tuesday, we are on Spotify. All right. So check us out. We are everywhere that you need to look for all of your podcast needs. With that being said, family, peace.
Peace out.
Peace.
Lay calm down.